What's up, everyone? We are diving back into the multiverse today for another epic. Which is what if Naruto was born as the Emperor of Justice? The Ultimate Harem and Bloodline Part 2. If you enjoy this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more fanfics like this. Now, let's dive right into the fanfic. It has been 2 weeks since Naruto and the group returned from their trip. Naruto and Ino worked with Hinata now as Hana went back to her Chunin team so they could do missions together. Hana also became a field-promoted Jonin due to her killing of a high Jonin level ninja on one of her team's missions. Naruto, Ino, and Hinata have been doing run-of-the-mill D ranks with Naruto and Ino doing some C ranks. Currently they are doing something akin to an A- rank or S rank. They were going to get Hinata to have her first kill, along with Anko's help of course. Now Hinata has no clue what they are planning, so she is not nervous at the moment. They were currently walking to the T&I headquarters where Anko was waiting with Ibiki. "Come on Hinata Imoto," Naruto said as he was slightly impatient. "Calm down Naru-kun," Ino scolded her boyfriend as she walked slowly with Hinata. "So Hinata-chan, are you and Kiba a couple yet?" Ino asked, trying to get some juicy gossip and some dirt on the two as they are almost always together. I don't know what you are talking about," Hinata tried to say calmly, but her nervousness showed through twice. "I can't let anyone know yet. Kiba-kun and I decided we would announce it at the clearing after his mission he just got today." "Fine then Spoilsport, I'll wait until he gets back and trick him into telling me." "Alright you two, we are here. Ibiki ni, Anko-chan, come on and let us in," Naruto called through the speaker seals he placed in there, well in the safe areas. Suddenly the doors opened by themselves, which freaked Hinata out. "What are we doing here again?" Hinata asked nervously. "Just wait Hina Imoto. What the hell are you going to do to me now, you stupid ers?" Came an eerily familiar voice from around the corner, and the group could only see Ibiki and Anko. "We aren't going to do anything, they are," came the calm, gruff voice of Ibiki as Naruto, Ino, and Hinata walked forward. "Ha! Like the Kyuubi Gaki can do anything. I'll just be a martyr when the people find out it was him who killed me." Mizuki taunted when he saw them. "Oh, Yamanaka and Hyuga too. Maybe when I get free thanks to the civilian council and elders I will let you two live and be my slaves." Mizuki cackled. "Over my dead body Mizuki Tem," Naruto said as some of Yuka's chakra went through his body, and concentrated into his elongated nails, which he then slashed across Mizuki's face, causing some bad bleeding, which was then healed by a seal on his body. "See, they are even keeping me healed. All I have is a slight scar." Mizuki taunted again. "Hinata, this is a B rank to A rank mission for you. It is to kill Mizuki, and it is only so high since it is your first kill. Now the question is, do you want to see the life leave his eyes or not?" Naruto asked in a very serious manner as Anko and Ino blocked her escape route. I don't no. I don't think I can kill my ex-sensei." Hinata stuttered very fearfully. "Hina Imoto, you have to do this. This way you won't freeze up on the battlefield, and so you learn that yesterday's allies could be tomorrow's enemies." Fine. Hinata said as she steeled her nerves, but not answering the question about his eyes. "Wait 1 second though Hinata, you also have to torture him so you can gain some skills in that also." Fine. Naruto walked up and said he had a favor to return first and that he wanted to test something. Naruto elongated his claws and alerted Ino and Hinata to look away. Naruto then placed his claws around Mizuki's right eye, just on the edge of the socket. "WW, what are you doing?" Mizuki asked fearfully. "You'll see, partially." Squelch. Naruto's claws went into Mizuki's eye socket and tore out his right eye. Quote exclamation mark. "My eye, you demon. You removed my eye." Mizuki screamed in agony. It didn't help that his eye regrew cause of the hidden seal on his body. Seals spread over his body and were healing him before retreating. "Since that healed your eye, I guess it heals every wound and would just take longer to heal your brain completely. Interesting, and that means we can use you to train new ninjas in how to torture and kill. That way we will have battle-hardened ninja whenever we need, and it will also give me more time to find the seal so I can apply it to other traitors, so when you die of old age we will have more to take your place." Naruto said so low that only Mizuki and Ibiki could hear, but only slightly. Mizuki shivered at that thought while Ibiki chuckled at his little brother's, in all but blood thought. Once Mizuki's eye was fully regrown and operational, he was able to fully witness Naruto squishing and shredding his eye. Anko-chan, Ino-chan, I need you two to take Hinata-chan outside for right now. Ibiki and I need to have a personal chat with Mizuki. Naruto said as he slowly dragged a sharp claw down Mizuki's face. Sure thing, Naruto-kun, Anko said as she took the two female genin outside. With them gone, Naruto then pulled out a scroll labeled Torture and Interrogation, which surprised Ibiki. Naru Ototo, why do you have that with you? I thought you were sending that you know where. I made a copy of everything, kind of helps when you sent 4 of everything. This only has 1 of everything though, but I put repair seals on them all. Naruto then unsealed a curvy dagger. The dagger was coated in a poison that increases pain and makes the person delirious after an hour. Naruto then put the dagger into Mizuki's left pectoral and dragged it over to the right. Then Naruto dragged it down to the bottom of the ribcage, over to the other side and back to the left pectoral. Naruto then cut a 9 in the inside of the box and broke all 4 of his limbs. Mizuki then felt a searing pain in his groin and screamed at the top of his lungs for 5 minutes. The cause of the pain was a contraption Ibiki made that chews through whatever it is attached to at a set speed. This one just so happened to be on the tip of his manhood and going at an agonizingly slow speed. Soon enough, though, it reached his family jewels and ground them to dust before Ibiki ripped it off of him with a 2-foot-long clamp, tearing off lots of skin. Naruto then took 2 more daggers that could be bought at any ninja store for like 1 ryo and shoved one into Mizuki's eyes with a 4-foot clamp and into his manhood with another 4-foot clamp. Mizuki promptly passed out, but not before hearing Naruto and Ibiki say something together. Don't threaten or mess with those we care about. And that was also for beating me, Naru Ototo, up on the Kyuubi festival after you became a chunin. 1 hour later. Mizuki was now awake with scars all over and a weird feeling of constantly being cut in his private regions whenever he moved the lower half of his body. However, there was no time for him to contemplate this as the group walked in. Hinata walked forward with a serrated knife and activated her Byakugan. Naruto ni, the seal is on the heel of his left foot. Hinata told him so he could then study it. Hinata then raised the serrated knife to Mizuki's face and slashed him right above his eyes. I was old what you did to Naruto ni, so I no longer have a problem with torture and practice killing. Hinata said coldly as she was furious. She then turned the stand Mizuki was strapped onto horizontally so it would act like a table. If your organs regrow, we could use you for organ harvesting also and save many lives, just not your heart right now. Hinata said in an emotionless, calculative, and scientific voice. Hinata then pushed the knife into the skin at the base of the ribcage and cut him open slowly. Hinata then took out a special scroll that instantly absorbs any organs placed on it. Hinata then proceeded to remove the stomach, which regrew in half a minute. Then she took out his intestines, gallbladder, kidneys, and pancreas, which all grew back in a minute or so. Hinata then allowed the open area to seal itself shut as she cut open the area above the right lung open, which included removing ribs, and carefully took out both lungs, which quickly grew back because of their necessity. Hinata also allowed that wound to heal, and once it did, she stabbed all 4 of his limbs multiple times and cut off all of his fingers and toes, which sadly grew back. Hinata then cut Mizuki's jugular and slightly nipped his heart, which caused him to slowly bleed out. Then his heart was fixed in 3 seconds while she kept the jugular open until he bled out 98% and then let it heal. When it healed, he lost 99% of his blood and looked deathly pale. Then he screamed in agony as his body sped up the blood-making process 200-fold. -3 minutes later at the clearing. Hinata was on the ground mumbling and crying. IWOU would have killed him if I it wasn't for that SC seal. Hinata got out in between sobs. She knew she had to do it, but she still couldn't help but feel bad at the possibility of having killed someone. Naruto and Ino were both comforting her and brought her huge plates of cinnamon rolls that Naruto had sealed away for when this happened. After 3 hours of crying and comforting, the trio went to the Hokage to tell him their missions were done. He gave Hinata the week off to get herself over the fact about what she did and a card for as much cinnamon rolls an A- rank mission could buy, but he got the scroll before she left. To say he was amazed would be an understatement. He quickly had Anbu take them to the hospital with a note explaining what happened for Tsunade and Shizune. Naruto and Ino both got paid for a B-rank mission and Naruto received the last of his bounty from Iwa, which was actually 300,000 ryo and a scroll containing 2 million crystals, diamonds, pearls, garnets, sapphires, rubies, granditerite, and benitoite, from the Chiton family mine in Iwa, which were promptly sent to the Namikaze compound's hidden safe that only opens to Namikaze, Senju, Uzumaki blood. Naruto, though, donated 9 of every gem to the village to make a special ornament for the founding festival. The ornament would look like a glittering tree with flames around it. Naruto also sent some to Suna for Sengo and Kyuzo, who sent a letter back after 2 weeks saying they are going to make more with their absorption abilities to provide wealth for the Uzumaki clan, Suna, and poor peasant everywhere. Naruto then opened a seal on one of their letters and was amazed to see 18 of each jewel, and they were all the size of Jiraiya's hair. The day after Kiba left and Hinata practiced killing Mizuki. Gigi-sama, what do you need us for? Asked a sleepy blonde as he stood next to Hana and Ino. Well, I need you 3 to go and help Kakashi-kun's team. They ran into the demon brothers, Maizu and Guzu. Thankfully they are still alive and are actually returned to Uzu by one of Kakashi's summoned dogs. So they did join Uzu with Zabuza. Naruto said as he realized that they usually worked with the demon of the bloody mist. What do you mean, Hokage-sama, Naru-kun? Ino and Hana asked. Hiruzen then went through 2 sets of hand signs. After the second one, a folder with the title Project Uzu appeared and the 2 kunoichi quickly read it. Is this true? Naruto's Ka is rebuilding the destroyed village? Asked Hana, as she was the only one of the 2 that knew she was alive. Ino was just soaking up the information. Hi Hana-chan, she is. Now you 2 must swear to never reveal this to anyone, let alone talk about it. If you do, then the penalty is death, no matter what Naruto does to protect you. Hiruzen said in a calm, yet icy tone. Hi, Hokage-sama, replied the kunoichi. Hana, you are in charge, but when you team up with Kakashi it will be a joint leadership. Hi, Hokage-sama. -3 hours later, Naruto, Hana, and Ino all arrived at the dock and spotted Kakashi and his team with an injured Kiba. They quickly ran over to the group where Hana handed Kakashi the scroll while Naruto and Ino healed Kiba. Okay, team, this is now a joint mission with the apprentices. Kakashi informed his team after reading the scroll. So what has happened and why is Kiba with you? Hana asked. Well, the demon brothers appeared and before I could talk to them Sasuke decides to fight them, so I signed to them to attack me and I switch with a log so I can see what happens. My team only won because of Kiba releasing all the seals on him and that the demon brothers were not going all out on him. Kiba is here because the Hokage decided we could use a good tracker and Kurenai's team couldn't come since Kurenai had to stay back for Hinata. Kakashi whispered. Kuchio's no jutsu came 2 yells as Supai and another walrus named Tsukua appeared. Tsukua's colors are the reverse of Supai's. Once Kiba regained consciousness, the group held a meeting. Okay, before anyone says anything, Hana-san and I are in charge. First off, we are going to need one group to go ahead of the rest and the rest goes on a boat. Secondly, be ready because we will most likely run into some Nuke Nin and common gang members. Kakashi told the group. Dobi, give me the walrus since we need the strongest to go ahead. Kakashi can take Ino's too. That way the strongest 2 are in the front and we will have a better chance. Yeah, you heard him, Naruto Baka. Sakura yelled, only to fall limp as Ino hit her in a pressure point. Well, Tem, since you put it so very nicely, hell-ing no. They are not tools, they are partners from my clan's personal summons. They will never accept you and I will never let you use them. Naruto said as he leaked some killer intent and let his canines grow and his claws extend slightly. If they're your clan's personal summons, then your clan must have been lame. After all, you are the last one and no one cares for the Uzumaki like they do Uchiha. Sasuke said smugly as he quickly pushed past Naruto and went to touch Supai. Supai then spat out an acidic water ball which enveloped the Uchiha's hand, causing him to scream in pain. Naruto and Ino walked over to the water's edge and hopped on the backs of their respective walrus and went ahead of the group. Sai just watched everything unfold, not really caring what happens. Kiba on the other hand kicked Sasuke in the side as he walked to the boat with their client, Tazuna. Kakashi and Hana saw the whole thing but didn't care, and Hana cast a genjutsu onto the Uchiha to knock him out and then drag him onto the boat. -2 hours later, Naruto and Ino arrived on the shore of Nami no Kuni and were slightly surprised when the demon brothers arrived before them and bowed to Naruto. Naruto-sama, we are here to inform you of what is going on, as Zabuza-sama and Haku-kun and Jade-chan are hiding up ahead. You see, we are on a double-cross mission. Kushina-sama sent us on a covert mission to kill Gato, who basically took over while pretending to do a mission for him. He wants us to kill the bridge builder, but we are instead going to hide him and make a fake to bring to him. Then we would kill Gato and bring the bridge builder back. But since Kakashi-san and you are here, we need to fake fight you all. We won't appear since we were supposed to have been taken care of already. Maizu said. Okay, thanks for your report, Maizu. Now I want you both to make a sweetened bunchin and have them give Zabuza this scroll while you two return to Uzu and help my Ka-chan fix it up some more, and give her this too. Naruto ordered while handing their clones the scroll for Zabuza and them the scroll for Kushina. Soon after the brothers left, the boat arrived with the others. Sasuke and Sakura were furious and wanted to attack Naruto and Ino. However, they were under orders not to do anything because their earlier interaction is already in the mission report, which Kakashi writes in every night, so it is as exact as possible. They both scowled at the blonde duo while the walrus duo went back to their summon realm. So Tazuna-san, how far to your house? Hana asked. Not too far. Maybe about another 4 to 6 hours if we take a break every hour. Tazuna said without a drunken slur. Team 7 was amazed by how polite he seems when he isn't drunk. You heard him, so let's go. Kiba yelled as Sakura walked towards Hai and punched him. Shut up, you baka. No one wants to hear your mud voice. Sakura screeched. Sakura then pissed herself as Naruto's staff appeared by her neck and the edge was growing sharper. Naruto learned that he can manipulate his staff with his chakra after talking to Yuka and Minato and lots of training. Kami, that's disgusting. Naruto said. In heaven. I know, right? Kami said. Yummy. Why the hell did you give that family life after I killed them off? I mean, now they are even worse, 2 personas and screeching. And thank me that the family I blessed will live on with Shinigami Nei-chan and Susanoo-kun's family. Kami yelled at her brother and thought to herself. I didn't know that would happen. I also didn't know the damn idiot would encourage inbreeding in his family. Damn, I regret forming that damn family. Thankfully they should all die out in the next century, otherwise I have to go to Earth and live a mortal life. The other family will still live with that damn CRA and both the good and bad side will live. Shit. This will. Yami said as he sat in the corner upset. At least our heir is doing perfectly fine. Now if only we could tell him to kill that banshee. Shinigami said to her spouse, Susanoo, who nodded in agreement. Back on Earth, the Uchiha family, Haruno family, and Naruto all sneezed. Back to the mission. Tazuna was walking towards his house with Sasuke to his right, Sakura and Sai to his left, Kiba and Naruto in the front, Ino beside him, and Kakashi and Hana behind him. How much longer, Tazuna-san? Ino asked. A few more minutes, I believe. Tazuna said, perfectly sober from Ino destroying all his sake that he tries to drink. Okay, good. I was getting bored from this, and now Naruto-kun, Hana-chan, and I can help the people of Nami. Ino said with a small smile as she thought about helping lots of people. Yeah, I just hope get down now. Naruto said, only to interrupt himself as a huge sword was sent flying at them. Everyone dived for the ground and the sword slammed into a tree and embedded itself extremely deep into the tree. It nearly cut it in half, and soon after Zabuza appeared on the handle. Well, Sharingan Kakashi, they sent you. Did Konoha know I would be here or something? And you have a genin squad and an experienced chunin almost jonin. Guess they didn't know and I got lucky. Zabuza said while on the blade with his arms crossed. Who would have guessed the Demon Brothers boss would actually be on a mission with them? Damn, I don't want to reveal my Sharingan yet, but fine. Kakashi said in a bored tone, finally putting his book away. Okay, you can stop playing now. Sasuke, Sakura, and Sai are under a genjutsu and paralysis seals, same with Tazuna. Hana has already informed Kiba. Haku Yuki, come out here and show yourself. Naruto said. Hi. Haku then appeared with his fake Hunter Nin mask off and Jade appeared by his side also. Oh Jade-chan, I didn't sense you. You must have superb chakra control. Naruto praised. Well Naruto-sama, I have been practicing a lot and Kushina-sama has also been helping me. She said after this mission I will be her apprentice and we will all get to wear our new Uzu headbands. Jade said with a calm, sweet voice. Well, did you three get my scroll? Naruto asked, getting to the point. Hi Naruto-sama, we understand we will have to fake fight in a week's time and then we get to kill Gato and free this country. Jade and Haku inform Naruto-sama on your guy's side job. Zabuza ordered. Hi. Well Jade-chan and I have been scouting out possible ninjas to join our kids to train. Nami has no good candidates due to their condition but we have found a few in Mizu no Kuni who we will collect when the time is right. For now they have scrolls to practice and most have joined a group called the Rebels who are fighting against, or were fighting, against the current Mizukage. They are also joining Uzu once it is rebuilt. Haku and Jade said, switching at every other sentence. Amazing. Now Jade, I don't want you showing yourself unless you have to. Stay in the shadows and keep your chakra hidden. Haku, I knew you would be here so you will need to show yourself when we fight in 1 week. Also, whoever deals the killing blow to Gato on the bridge, which this mission has to help finish, will get a reward. And stop calling me Sama, damn it. I am not a leader and I am not special, just call me San, or Kun, or Ni, just not Sama. Sure thing Gaki, Zabuza said with a genuine smile that barely showed. Hi Naruto ni Kun, Haku and Jade said respectively with a polite bow before they left with Zabuza, who had to be injured to make it look like they actually fought. -10 minutes later. Knock, knock, knock. Naruto, supporting a barely awake Tazuna, knocks on the door to Tazuna's house with Kakashi carrying Sai, Hana carrying Sakura, and Kiba dragging Sasuke. Tsunami quickly answered the door and gasps seeing her father like that. T2-san, what happened? I kind of passed out, Tsunami-chan. Tazuna said meekfully. Excuse me Tsunami-chan, but can we please come in? Also, is there any room for our team members? Naruto asked. Sure thing Ninja-san. Just call me Naruto. This is Kakashi ni Sensei, Ino-chan, Hana-chan, Kiba Ototo, and the others. Well, come on in Naruto-san. As the group entered, Naruto set Tazuna down on a chair and sat on the couch where Hana and Kiba joined him after they dropped off their packages to the specific rooms and Ino was already on his lap. Kakashi just sat side down in the corner and pulled out his Ika which he changed into sexy notes and pictures from his girlfriend Suikazura Sukiakara. 5 minutes later Tsunami comes in with a pot of tea and the incompetent ninjas upstairs reappear. Ino and Hana were both on Naruto's lap looking at a medical scroll Naruto got recently from Tsunade. Kiba was reading a scroll on using chakra to increase senses, improve natural weapons, like claw nails or fangs, and how to store chakra in certain parts of the human body. What the hell is going on here? Who the hell touched me to bring me here? Sasuke demanded angrily. Sadly I had to drag you here, Uchiha. Kiba replied in a disgusted tone with the smell of soap wafting off of his hands. How dare you touch me mutt? Sasuke roared as he charged at Kiba for somehow ruining his pride. Kiba dodges and places a chakra suppression seal on him, in the small of his back where he couldn't reach it. Sasuke tried to do a jutsu only for nothing to happen. Why can't I do jutsu? What did you do to me? Sasuke asked, demanded. Sasuke, shut the hell up. This is your final warning. Any more outbursts and I will temporarily paralyze and mute you until we get back to Konoha and I will report to the Hokage about your actions. Kakashi scolded, fed up with his arrogant student. Fine. Just take these damn seals off me. Not unless we are training, which we will when Sakura wakes up. I'm up. Let's go so Sasuke-kun can get stronger than Naruto Baka and Kiba Baka while I get stronger than Ino Pig Baka. Came a reply from the stairs courtesy of the pink-haired Banshee. Okay fine. We will split into 2 groups for right now. Hana and Sai will be Group 1 and will protect Tazuna-san while on the bridge. Group 2, the training group, will be Naruto, Ino, Kiba, Sasuke, Sakura, and me as the teacher. Hi. was the reply from the full group as Sai was apparently awake for the orders. -3 minutes later, Kakashi took the genin to a clearing not too far from Tazuna's house so they could still make it back after their training. Okay genin, you will be performing the tree climbing exercise to gain better control over your chakra and bigger reserves. If you master this quickly, do it 10 more times after you make it to the top and then combine the leaf floating exercise. Kakashi said before he walked up the tree and back down and then grabbed some leaves and stuck them to himself as he walked up and down the tree. That has got to be impossibly hard, sensei. Sakura said in her quitting voice. Practice, I will be back in about 4 hours, it is noon now so get to it. Kakashi said as he left a kunai for Sakura, Sasuke, and Kiba to use to mark how high they make it. Naruto walked to the edge of the clearing and discreetly made 30 clones, his new minimum training amount. Okay, 10 of you practice leaf floating and tree walking, 5 practice medical chakra control, 3 practice forging, 2 practice seals, another 2 meditate, 1 go to the bridge and summon more of you to help out, and the last 7 practice all of our jutsu. Dispel one by one when you get low on chakra. Meditation will probably dispel last as they are just focusing on accessing more chakra while the jutsu practicing will dispel first. Fuinjutsu and forging dispel after the jutsu users and control dispel before the meditation group. Bridge builder group, dispel 1 member after every group dispels and then make more by calling on my chakra. I will entertain the Tem and stay here to rub my awesomeness in his face. Naruto ordered his clones. His clones promptly left while the ones practicing chakra control joined up with the smaller group of Ino's clones. Kiba could only make one as Hana put him through hell to get his reserves up. Kiba's one clone was also working with Naruto's and Ino's who were giving him tips so Sasuke and Sakura wouldn't hear the hints. Naruto then grabs 9 leaves and places them all over his body and makes them circle around his body while walking up and down the tree 10 times and then adding more leaves. Ino walks up and down 10 times and then adds leaves. Kiba slowly walks up and down and slowly got the hang of it by the time the 4 hours were up. Sakura got it easily but never added any leaves, she just walked up and down and helped Sasuke. Sasuke slowly started to get the hang of it but only got 3/4 of the way up before the 4 hours were up. 2 hours into the training and Naruto doubled his amount of clones and stopped his tree walking. Ino stopped her tree walking as well and made 2 more clones to make up for it. Kiba however was stuck with Sakura and Sasuke as they continued to train. Naruto and Ino decided to do physical training in the form of combat training. They each used 1 custom weapon each along with the normal kunai and shuriken but no jutsus. Naruto was using his staff, called Kurisudarukatsun, and Ino was using her new katana, called Hayabusa. They sparred for about an hour and were covered in bruises by the time it was over. Ino then spent the last hour doing physical workouts like push-ups, crunches, and laps. Naruto increased his weights by 20 pounds each and went through his self-created katas for his staff while also channeling his chakra through it to change its shape. After the 4 hours Kakashi appeared in the clearing, shortly followed by Ino and Naruto who arrived via Shunshin. Kakashi was not bothered by Naruto knowing the move but was surprised that he is able to perform a variation and take someone with him. Kakashi himself can only perform a variation by himself and it takes as much chakra as 2 people in a regular Shunshin. So my little Ototo is almost a man and making 2 young ladies women, huh? Kakashi asked with an eye smile that reeked of perverseness. Ino just blushed while on the bridge Hana sneezed and felt a strange urge to kick a cyclops in the balls. Naruto, on the other hand, had a slightly different reaction. Shish shut the hell up Kakashi ni. Shouldn't you be more concerned with getting back to your girlfriend? Naruto yelled and then asked with a knowing smirk, all the while he had some tissue in his nose from the thought of being with 2 women whom he loved. Yeah but hopefully she won't be my girlfriend much longer and will become something else. Kakashi said with a small smile showing how serious he was. Cough about damn cough time cough. Naruto faked cough, but only Kiba, Ino, and Kakashi understood it. Kakashi was flabbergasted while Ino and Kiba were on the ground laughing at his blown-away facial features. Alright team, let's go get Tazuna-san, Sai, and Hana-san and head back to where we are staying. Kakashi ordered. Hi, was the chorused response. Soon after, all 6 of them left with the rest of Naruto's and Ino's clones training and giving Kiba's clones more pointers. Kiba was able to make a second clone after taking a Kaseki Kenko seed. As they were traveling, Ino, Kiba, and Naruto fell to the back as they needed to talk together. "What is it, Naruto ni?" Kiba asked. "Well, Kiba Ototo, there are 3 things. First off, Hana-chan, Ino-chan, and I have to stay away from the bridge to do our mission. Secondly, I might have found a way to make you more powerful. It is a special variation of the Kaseki Kenko bean which actually contains a special metal that will mold onto your bones. I don, Tion Wolverine or Marvel or X-Men. Wish I did though, thus making you taijutsu stronger and your earth affinity stronger as well. The bad thing though is that your claws will be metal claws that can only be retracted till the point is at the tip of your finger. This will also have a 50% chance of being passed down. You can decide if you want it or not, but if you don't decide by the time we get back to Konoha, I am offering it to Neji. The reason Ino-chan is here is because she is the one who carries it and has actually grown a few more for frontline ninjas. The last thing is between you and me after Ino-chan leaves." "Okay, well, I accept the metal Kaseki Kenko bean power up. And I want to have access to it so my sons can be brave and effective frontline fighters and be heroes while my daughters take it to help with healing people," Kiba declared. Ino quickly handed him the bean, which had a silver tint to it and looked smoother than the regular seeds. Then she sped up to Kakashi and handed him a seed in a note saying, "Just in case. I'm gonna eat it tonight so I can adjust while asleep, Ni-san. So what do y'all want to talk about?" "Well, Ototo, I needed to tell you that, well, Hana-chan and I are, going to be married mated." "What? And you didn't talk to me?" Kiba exclaimed while up ahead Kakashi and Ino shared a laugh while Hana giggled on the bridge. "Shut it, mud Ototo," Naruto scolded, which immediately got Kiba to be quiet. "Hana-chan and I just found out that it happened at my party before you could talk or even walk. Sum-kyo marked us and Ka-san and her set up a contract the next day. We found out during our training and this was the only chance I had to tell you. Hana-chan is gonna talk to you too, so be careful with what ya say," Naruto said before he jumped away. -2 minutes later, the training team arrived on the bridge to gather up the bridge builder and their comrades and is welcomed to the sight of a few workers and a group of 5 quitting. "Sorry Tazuna, but we can't let our families become targets. We truly are sorry," said the leader of the small group. Meanwhile Tazuna gives a small smile. "It's okay Gaki, you need to take care of your precious people. I understand, besides I am not a super bridge builder for nothing," Tazuna said sincerely. "Hey Tazuna Gigi, I will help, just give me a second." Naruto yelled as he ate a Kaseki Kenko seed and made 300 clones that have enough chakra to last 5 hours, much to the shock of Tazuna. "Okay, make as many groups needed after Tazuna Gigi gives the instructions. Okay, I want 1/5 of you guys to bring materials to the bridge, close to the workers. 3/5 of you are to help build the bridge, learn from the ones currently building it. The last 1/5 I want to replace anyone that leaves and keep an eye out for any of Gato's men," Tazuna ordered when he got over his shock. Once the clones got into their groups, the original left with the others to go back to Tazuna's house for lunch. After lunch everyone trained while Kakashi, Hana, and Naruto left a Kage Bunshin to keep an eye on the house. Time skip through rest of mission, follows canon, but Zabuza and Haku live and go back to Uzu, revealing their Uzu headbands and said, "The guilty will pay," before disappearing. Alright, by Tazuna Gigi, Tsunami-chan, and Inari Ototo. Naruto and Kiba called while the others waved goodbye. "So Gigi, what are we going to call the bridge?" Inari asked. "How about the Great Uzumaki Bridge? The gate here in Nami will be called the Inazuka Gate and the Konoha Gate will be called the Hitaki Gate, while these flowers lining the rails will be called the Yamanaka Violet," Tazuna announced while the whole village accepted the ideas and had a festival to celebrate the new freedom, and they also chose Tazuna as the real daimyo of Nami no Kuni as long as his family, most importantly heirs, work with the people and work for peace. -2 days later, Naruto and the group arrive back home where they immediately go to the Hokage to report what has happened. When their meeting ended, Sasuke and Sakura received 1/3 pay and their extra money was sent to Nami no Kuni, while Naruto sent all of his money to Nami no Kuni, and so did Ino, Hana, and Kiba. Kakashi sent half to Nami and the other half to Uzu no Kuni. Yon asterisk I wish I could live in Two-san's estate instead of this shitty apartment. The only good thing is that it is close to Sarutobi Gigi's compound, the academy, the Yamanakas, and the Inuzukas. Well, better go see Sarutobi Gigi for a solo mission since Gigi has a damn spy mission. Naruto grumbled to himself, climbing out of his temporary bed to eat some leftover ramen from Ayame. Naruto then leaves the apartment complex and heads toward Ichiraku Ramen to see his family. Remember the blood transfusion, but wasn't ready for what he saw. Neji. What the do you think you redoing? Naruto exclaimed when he walked in on Neji and Ayame making out. Eep, came Ayame's reply, as she didn't want anyone knowing that she and Neji were dating yet. Ayame then quickly ran to the back of the stand where they couldn't see or hear her. What? Me and Ayame-chan are dating. IIW was going to tell you and ask Tuki-san for permission tonight. I swear, Neji stated, trying to keep calm even though he knew Naruto could pummel him without breaking a sweat. Really now, Neji-kun? Came a middle-aged man's voice from behind the counter. I knew the whole time. My little girl has been more happy than usual, which is saying a lot since Naruto-kun adopted us into his family, and that made her ecstatic. I give you my blessing and permission to date my daughter Neji Hyuga. But if you ever harm her, you are dead. After all, I was on your uncle's team with Naruto's Two-san. Tuki said, dead serious at the end as they then saw his old headband sewed into his apron. Well, there goes my threat of what happens if you hurt her. Naruto said a bit dejectedly. Neji, you can date my sister, as long as she is treated right and protected at all costs, even if it means your life. Naruto stated matter-of-factly. Sure thing, Naruto, thank you. And hi Tuki-sama, Neji said as he bowed to both of them before leaving for his team's training field. Well, Tuki Gigi, tell Ayame nay that I am happy for her and Neji. But I got to go now, need to get a good mission. Naruto said. Right after that, a weasel-masked Anbu appeared and quickly used a shunshin to take Naruto to the Hokage's office. What the hell, Hokage Gigi? I was already on my way here. What was with having Itachi come get me? Naruto exclaimed and then asked. Well, Naruto-kun, I have an extremely important mission for you and a few others. Let's wait until the others get here. Hiruzen said to the blonde red-headed ninja. Just then 3 more Anbu appear with 3 other people. Hokage-sama, what do you need? Came the voice of a ninja Naruto instinctively knew. Maho Zai ni. You are on this mission. Hi, Naru-kun. So are Yamato and Ibiki. Maho Zai said with a small smile towards his little brother figure. Really? Amazing, it's like an all but blood family mission. Naruto exclaimed, causing the whole room to laugh at his excitement. Okay, Naruto-kun, Maho Zai-kun, Ibiki-kun, Yamato-kun, Itachi-kun, and Shiruto-kun, I have a mission for you 6. You are to assassinate the current daimyo of Benetsushima, aka Rukutsu no Shaku. He is a cruel tyrant and is believed to be one of the last Kagaya alive. Once you kill him, bring him back, but if you can bring him back alive, that would be even better. We could use information from him along with possibly having Inoichi make him stable and loyal to Konoha and set up a new clan of frontline fighters. Naruto, you are here for your seals, healing, and kenjutsu. Itachi, you are here for your genjutsu, ninjutsu, and strategy. Yamato, you are here for defense and long-distance attacks. Maho Zai, you are here for your genjutsu and invasion tactics. Ibiki, you are here for your interrogation. Shiruto, you are here for your defense, long-range, mid-range, strategies, and tracking. You leave tonight at 10. I suggest that you all have a special summoning seal and have Naruto and Maho Zai summon you into the city so it will be a quick attack. Also, no innocents are to be harmed and try to stay in the shadows as much as possible. Understood. Hi. Dismissed. -1 hour later. Naruto finished sealing up all his equipment and making the special summoning seals. It's only 10 a.m. so I still have 12 hours before we leave. I wonder what Hana-chan is doing. Naruto then uses the Shunshin and appears in the Inuzuka compound, right next to Kuromaru, Sume's familiar. Hey Naru-kun, are you here to see Hana-chan? Hi, Kuro-kun. Do you know where she is? I believe she is inside with Sume-chan. Okay, thanks boy. Naruto said as he produced a steak for Kuromaru. Hana-chan. Sume-kyo. You guys home? Naruto called as he entered the house. Yeah Naru-chan. Sume called from the kitchen, which was followed by Hana's giggling. Sume-kyo don't call me that. Naruto whined as he entered the room. So what are you here for Naruto-kun? Hana asked as she kissed him hello. Just to visit before I leave for who knows how long on an S-rank mission cause of my seals and summoning. And that is still only because Gigi isn't in the village. Naruto said, sounding a bit down towards the end. Cheer up Naruto-kun, you are the only genin to ever do an S rank. Hana exclaimed, while smothering Naruto in a hug, making him blush. I know. Sume-kyo, when are Hana-chan and I supposed to get married anyway? You and Ka-chan already set up the contract and marked me as Hana's mate. You both must have already set a date. Yeah Ka-chan, when do Naruto-kun and I get married? Hee well, you two are getting married after Naruto makes Chunin. So this year? Both asked and blushed deep red. Yup. Sume exclaimed with a huge smile. Both Naruto and Hana walk to the living room and lie down on the couch and take a nap, mentally exhausted from the shock. -2 hours later. Wake up love birds. We are going to lunch at the Akamichi barbecue bar. Sume told them, waking them up from their little nap. Yan okay, replied the two young ninja. Wonder if Shuza-san is working today. Naruto thought aloud. -10 minutes later. Naruto and Hana arrive at the restaurant from their scenic walk and go to where Sume is already sitting, waiting for them. So you know what you all want. It's my treat, Sume said as Shuza walked up with a bowl of all kinds of meats for them to grill. Hey, Sume, here is all you guys will need. It is what Naruto usually orders to make dinner or lunch for picnics or dates. Shuza said with a cheesy grin. Shuza-san, you aren't supposed to tell anyone. It was supposed to be a secret so I would always have the best cuts. Naruto exclaimed. Shuza chuckled at the boy's reaction followed by the Inuzuka's giggles. Let's just eat. Naruto grumbled while starting to grill some marinated duck, tuna, deer, and dove. Okay Naruto-kun, Hana said as she sat on Naruto's lap with Sume sitting across from them enjoying the view. Ah young love, I hope I don't get grandkids too soon though. I have another 3 months until the Chunin exams begin and another month after the second event until the old monkey decides who is recommended for the promotion. Scary how Naruto is only 13 and Hana is 15 yet they could be starting a family soon. But then the damned CRA is going to take effect because of the fire daimyo wanting a stronger military force. Sume thought as she watched Hana and Naruto feeding one another and enjoying each other's company. -2 hours later, damn long lunch. Naruto and Hana are walking through the woods to the clearing to spend the last couple hours Naruto has left before his mission. Hana walks farther into the clearing while Naruto stops in the flowers. Hey Hana-chan. Hana turns around and sees Naruto holding a ring with a gem of each type from his reward and down on one knee. Well Hana-heim, let's make it official. Will you marry me? Naruto asked with a small smile. I know it is early but they are ninja and it was already planned for when Naruto becomes a Chunin. Marriage can wait for a while after proposing. Yes. Yes. Hana yelled as she ran to Naruto. Naruto got the ring on her finger as 2 cameras went off and they fell to the ground, surrounded by the Kitsune family and the Heimaru triplets. They just laid there for the next hour cuddling while Sume passed the pictures to the Hokage and the clans that liked Naruto. When the two walked back home arm in arm the people who knew said congratulations and patted Naruto on the back. Naruto and Hana spent the rest of their time in the hot springs and cuddling in the backyard of the Inuzuka compound. -30 minutes before mission. Naruto slowly slips out from underneath Hana and goes to clean himself up. Naruto then walks back to Hana's room and kisses her goodnight and goodbye. Naruto gives Sume a hug goodbye as she was still up. Bye Sume-kyo, please tell Hana-heim I say goodbye and I love her. Naruto said as he used a Shunshin to get to his apartment. Naruto then slipped into his pitch black baggy pants that are wrapped at the end and stuffed into his black with red stripes shinobi boots. He then pulled on his sleeveless forest green shirt with his family's crests on the front, dark crimson, Uzumaki, the sides dark blue, Senju, and the back, dark purple, Namikaze. Naruto then pulled on his long-sleeve trench coat which is pitch black with deep, dark green stripes, and deep dark crimson flames on the hood. Then came the swords on his hips, Moru no Garifan, blazing griffin, on his left and Rito Ribiadan, freezing Leviathan, on his right. Naruto received these before Jiraiya left and are from Tetsu no Kuni. Then Naruto grabbed Karisudarukatsun and shrunk its size so it fits in his pocket. Then came the combat gloves with small spikes on the knuckles that were a gift from both Hana and Ino. Naruto then used Shunshin to get to the gate with all the supplies that he would need. Here you guys go. These are the special summoning seals, and my chakra is in them all, so when I pump chakra into mine you all will appear. Naruto said as he handed them out. Good job Naruto-kun. Oh, and good job on the seals and your look too. Ibiki teased, having seen the pictures of him and Hana. Naruto only blushed in response as he turned away from Ibiki. Okay group, we can all tease Naruto Ototo when we get back. We can get back sooner if we hurry to get there and assassinate Rukutsu no Shaku. Maho Zai said as he was the one in charge with all his experience. -1 week later. The group, minus Naruto and Maho Zai, is currently on a boat made by Yamato. Naruto and Maho Zai are on a tourist boat heading to Benasushima. Once the tourist boat touched down, Naruto and Maho Zai headed straight to a hotel close to the palace that was built under the Kagaya man's rule. Kuchio's no Jutsu. Itachi, Ibiki, Yamato, Shirudo, Naruto called while Maho Zai laid a genjutsu over the hotel to cover the burst of chakra. The group then appeared in the hotel room, which happened to be the penthouse suite. Maho Zai instantly went to work on setting up the plan. Alright, let's set up the plan. Yamato and Itachi, I want you two to make distractions and subdue as many guards as possible to lower their defense. Try to just knock out the guards as they are working to support their families. Ibiki and Shirudo, you two are going to cause multiple break-ins and cause havoc internally. I also want you to capture and interrogate all high-level and corrupt leaders in the castle that you can reach. Naruto and I will go directly for Rukutsu no Shaku and take him down. We will only paralyze his legs and arms so he can be interrogated and tell us all the information we need. Naruto, you will also make 600 clones total, 100 to help Group 1 Itachi and Yamato, 100 to help Ibiki and Shirudo. The final 400 will be learning Supirito Bunshin Jutsu, or Spirit Clone Jutsu. It was just recently made by your mother and she gave the scroll to Jiraiya, who had a toad bring it to me 2 days ago. It makes a self-supplying clone by using half of your chakra reserves, half of a normal person's chakra reserves. You will only use about a fourth a max if you just let it flow. If you pump half in, you could make a clone that is equal to your physical strength and half of your chakra strength. I recommend asking to borrow a tail's worth of power from Yuka to make a super-powered clone that will stay here and rule in your place after taking out Rukutsu no Shaku. Sure thing, can I have the scroll to let some clones start? We can attack in a few days so I can have time to set explosives in key areas and seals that will stop any enemies from entering while they can all leave. Naruto said as he made 40 clones to practice his new clone jutsu. -2 hours later. Naruto and Itachi were under a henge to look like younger versions of Maho Zai and the group toward the castles, placing genjutsu-covered traps along hallways, doorways, stairwells, and around the building as well. Yamato made some small explosive trees grow in the castle gardens as he snuck in unseen and not sensed. Shirudo had his bugs dig small tunnels into the walls and placed explosives in them along with ditches under the walls with explosives to collapse the walls of the castle. His bugs even destroyed or poisoned some of the food with sleeping medicine or paralyzing potions. Ibiki, well, he placed containment seals on all of the important, and corrupted, counselors' beds. -2 days later. Today was the day. Naruto made 600 clones to practice in the morning while they all gathered their essential supplies. Naruto-kun, I just thought I would tell you that after you make Chunin you should try to find the Namikaze bases as well. In fact, this castle isn't too far away from a Benasushima Namikaze clan base. Send 100 clones to check it out covertly. Yuka told Naruto through a small gape in the seal that Naruto and Minato made. Yeah, son, it will be a great sight. I remember seeing that base one time when I was little. It will really help along with a great surprise. Minato said as he gained a brilliant smile. Sure thing and thanks Yuka-chan and Tu-kun. Naruto told them, hearing them both sigh at his lack of formality that even most kids would have. Naruto then telepathically commanded 100 clones to go check the base at the coordinates he received. Maho Zai soon appeared to take him to the suite. Then all of Naruto's clones that were training dispersed in groups of 10 every 4 seconds. Ah, damn it, where the hell are my Kaseki Kenko seeds? Naruto exclaimed as he had a killer headache. Here Naru Odoto. Itachi called as he threw the bag to Naruto, who swiftly caught it and ate one without looking and attached it to his belt. Thanks Itachi ni. Anytime. Alright, so Naruto, you said you had different versions of your seeds to provide more power. Can we all have a few? Shirudo asked politely as he felt welcomed into a closed group for once. Sure thing Shirudo. Naruto said as he pulled out multiple bags of the Kaseki Kenko seeds that also improved strength. He also gave them a smaller bag containing 2 more seeds, Kaseki Kenko Strain 2 and Kaseki Kenko Strain 3. Naruto finally got those 2 to be able to work together. Also, I was wondering if any of you would like the new metal Kaseki Kenko seed. It will permanently make your bones and muscles stronger. Essentially they become like metal, but these are lowered down so they don't turn your bones into metal. But it also allows you to have a certain immunity to lightning-based jutsus. Naruto said. Ibiki took one along with Yamato, Shirudo, and even Itachi. They all became heavier but soon found out that they could control their weight and mass by thought. Naruto also produced a tattoo seal that places a special locator seal on them. All 5 of the older people had Anbu ones, but they accepted Naruto's as well. Naruto first did the seal to him, causing a flaming spiral with icicles on the bottom to appear. Naruto placed it over all their old Anbu tattoos and then gave an explanation. These are Uzu symbols which will allow the head of my clan and the Uzukage and/or Emperor find you and call for you telepathically. No one will notice, so our defense will be superb. Shirudo, you are to tell no one of this. Shibi Aburame knows as he is already building a compound in Uzu-controlled territory, same with a few other clans. Kakashi ni already has one as he was the one who wanted to test it out for me. Amazing job Naruto, and don't worry, my lips are sealed. I will serve you and your clan to the best of my limits. Shirudo said. Shirudo ni, don't worry about that. You are now family, the seal also makes you an honorary member. There are certain distinctions on the seals that only Jiraiya Jiji, Ka-chan, Hiruzen Jiji, Tsunade Ba-chan, and I can notice. It took forever to show Ba-chan and Hiruzen Jiji, so I will show you only after I become Chunin. Kakashi's also makes him temporary clan head if my Ka or I are not around to take care of matters. Naruto said. -2 hours after tattoos were placed. The Anbu learned to hide their seals until they were ready to reveal them, and the now metal ninjas have practiced with their new skills, quickly adapting their styles and making their jutsu even more unique. Itachi's and Ibiki's lightning-based jutsus got stronger while Shirudo's and Yamato's earth-based jutsus got stronger. Group 1. Itachi and Yamato plus 100 Naruto clones, start your outside distractions in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Naruto's one-way force field seals activated as Yamato's explosive trees went off all around the castle and in the gardens. Itachi set fire to many parts of the castle and made his explosive notes go off. As this mayhem was going on, the clones found guard towers, knocked out the guards, and took them away. More and more guards, samurai and missing nin alike, appeared, but only the samurai ones were knocked out and removed from battle. The missing nin had bounties that could be useful if they are killed. Group 2, Shirudo and Ibiki plus 100 Naruto clones, went in to cause massive panic and blew holes into the wall and under the walls and floors, causing sinkholes to appear. Thankfully only the more corrupted were caught in the pitfalls that were made. Shirudo's Kikaichu and Fuguai Hori drained the chakra from all those who were caught. Ibiki used his Raiden Jutsu to paralyze many of the enemies as he continued towards the counselors' rooms. Ibiki entered the rooms and shocked many of them awake and put them into a prisoner seal that Kushina found in an old Uzumaki library. Soon groups 1 and 2 cleared out many remaining enemies and had Kage Bunshin take them to safety. Only missing nins were on the field, dead and paralyzed. The dead were taken for any bounties and the paralyzed were lined up to receive an opportunity that they only have one chance to make. For now though they sat and watched the destruction of the castle. Naruto and Mahozai activated their traps as they ran through the halls and stairwells, making it impossible for anyone to follow or escape. They soon came to the throne room where Rukutsu no Shaku was located. "Anybody home?" Naruto called out as he pulled out Rukutsu and turned its end into an axe with triple spikes and all edges were razor sharp like a masterly crafted sword. Yes, someone is home. But I don't want you here, so leave now," came a dark, sinister voice from a reverse-facing throne and echoed off all the walls. "Fuden. Tatsumaki no Haki," Naruto called after going through 5 hand signs and aimed the tornado of destruction at the throne. The throne was quickly destroyed, but there sat Rukutsu no Shaku with a cage of bones surrounding him. "Kaden. Enden," was the reply from Rukutsu no Shaku as he also shot out small bone missiles at Naruto and Mahozai. "Sweden. Dyakuden," Mahozai called out, putting out the fire, stopping the bone missiles and leaving a trail to a slightly wet dictator. Then Naruto and Mahozai were faced with a barrage of punches and kicks. The Kagaya clansman then pulled out a spine sword, prompting Naruto to pull out Moru no Garifan and Rito Ribiadan and cross-block the slash. Naruto then channeled normal chakra into the swords and linked them together at the base of the hilts, forming a dual-sided sword. Naruto then did a double slash, launching chakra from both ends at the last Kagaya. Rukutsu no Shaku was thrown back and his sword was broken. He was bleeding heavily and slightly dizzy but tried to charge at them again. "Megan. Jigoku Guka," Mahozai called out, causing Rukutsu no Shaku to be caught in flames, mentally. "What the hell, it seems he wants to die or something. Ah, it burns. Just kill me already. I am already the last of my clan, so kill me," called out the dictator. "Raiden. Gain," Naruto called out but only put enough chakra in it to knock him out. "Ni-san, I think he wanted us to actually kill him. I think we should let him live back in Uzu and rebuild his clan. We would have a powerhouse clan of frontline fighters along with great bodyguards. Jiraiya Jiji and Ka-chan can also make a seal to help with the disease. Naruto-kun, we will discuss this in a bit, let us regroup with the others first." Hi. -20 minutes later. Naruto and Mahozai were walking out of the rubble of the tower with a tied-up Rukutsu no Shaku being carried by Naruto's Kage Bunshin. "Hey guys," Naruto called to Itachi, Ibiki, Shiruto, and Yamato. They all greeted Naruto with a wave. "Is he alive, Naruto-kun?" asked Itachi. "Yes, and he seemed like he wanted to die actually. I suggest we let him live to help Uzu. I can make a seal to negate the disease temporarily and my Kaseki Kenko seeds can, after a few generations of use, remove the disease and they would utilize the first metal variation the best," Naruto said in his calm, authority-filled voice. "I agree, plus it is your call as you are the heir to Uzu. You have final say in most things," Ibiki stated as he was one of the more experienced members besides Mahozai. "Okay, we will stay here and set up Uzu rule for a while. Now I need to do something, I will be back tomorrow afternoon. Yamato, can you come with me please? I need to check some family things on my two's side and you are the best one to follow while staying hidden." "Sure thing, Naruto-kun, plus I swore to protect you." "So, where are we going?" Yamato asked. "To a Namikaze clan base on this island. This is the most secretive one and it is the biggest stronghold in this area. Now let me see what my clones found out," Naruto said as he concentrated on his clones' memories and Minato's memories. "Whao, that is insane, I can't believe that one base has all that," Naruto exclaimed after 10 minutes of meditating. "Let's go, Yamato ni," Naruto exclaimed in joy and amazement and took off extremely fast. -2 hours later, 10 miles away. "Pant Naruto, pant-kun, let's take a pant break," Yamato suggested. "No need to, we are already here. Yamato ni, I need you to guard the entrance so I can study everything in here. Also, don't bother the kitsune or tiger. They are the natural guards of the compound and live here, Naruto said as he walked into the cave. After a few minutes of walking, Naruto entered the main lobby and saw spirit infusion seals off in the corner, which are supposed to be a myth. Kage Bunshin, Naruto called as 1,000 copies of him popped into existence. Okay guys, divide into groups of 100. Group 1 will study and copy all Fuden Jutsu. Group 2 will study and copy all Raiden Jutsu. Group 3 will study and copy all Doden Jutsu. Group 4 will study half and copy all Kaden Jutsu. Group 5 will study half and copy all Suiden Jutsu. Group 6 will study and copy all Fuinjutsu. Group 6 will study and copy all Taijutsu katas. Group 7 will study and copy all Kenjutsu katas. Group 8 will study and copy all Genjutsu. Group 9 will plant some Kaseki Kenko seeds in the green room. Group 10 will study and copy all Kinjutsu and non-elemental jutsu. Dismissed. Naruto ordered his clones, who promptly left. Naruto himself went to look at the mythical spirit infusion seals and had a strange feeling come upon him as got closer. As Naruto approached the seals, he spotted a black and red kitsune that was injured and looked upset, while a white taiga with gold stripes laid on another set of seals with a look of loneliness set upon its regal features. Then Naruto noticed a third spot combining the two together. Naruto-kun, Minato-kun says to place your staff, Kurisudarukitsune, in the middle and then channel your chakra through it. Okay, thanks Yuka-chan and 2-kun. Naruto then placed Kurisudarukitsune in the middle and ran his chakra through it. The seals glowed a bright blue, blocking Naruto's sight temporarily. When the light died down, Naruto didn't see either of the animals. Naruto walks outside to see that it is 3 hours till sunrise. Yamato ni, let's get some sleep. I am pretty exhausted, so you must be too. Long yawn. Alright Naruto-kun, Yamato said before succumbing to sweet sleep. -7 hours later, Naruto and Yamato wake up around 11 a.m. Naruto took the 9 large scrolls, each marked with their respective emblem, and sealed them into one large scroll on his back. Yawn. Well, let's get going before the others freak out about us not being back at noon. Alright. -2 hours later, Naruto and Yamato arrive back in town near the crumpled castle. Hey guys, we're back, Naruto yelled as he and Yamato appeared in the group's camp. Hey Naruto-kun, Yamato. Back already? We weren't expecting you until the evening, Itachi said from a tree. So did the Kagaya talk? Yamato asked. Yeah, turns out Rukutsu will join us and will move to Uzu and be Kushina-sama's bodyguard. We also gave him a metal strain version 1 Kaseki Kenko seed. We sent a hawk to Kushina-sama and she replied extremely fast, Zabuza-san should be here in a couple of hours. Itachi informed Naruto and Yamato. Okay, that is excellent news. Well, I am going to go meditate for a bit. Naruto then walked off and pulled out Kurisudarukitsune and meditated with it in hand. Mindscape. Naruto appeared in the grassy field with the giant bookshelf, otherwise known as his mindscape. Naruto saw Yuka and Minato talking and deciding on how to free her without harming Naruto. As Naruto approached them, he saw the black and red kitsune and the white and gold taiga from the base. 2-kun, Yuka-chan. How are you guys? Naruto called as he approached. Hey my boy, Minato called with a proud smile. Hey Naru-chan, Yuka called to her container. Sigh. Well, do you two know who the kitsune and taiga are? I only saw them once while at the Namikaze base, Naruto asked. They are the spirits of Kurisudarukitsune, which the taiga represents the first half and the kitsune represents the kitsune half. Yuka explained. Their spirits were embedded into the staff and they have gained a sense of immortality and are now able to shift to human forms and are actually quite intelligent already and will only grow smarter. In fact, they imbued some of my spirit into the staff already and decided to make the staff a special heirloom that only the spirits that inhabit it can choose who wields them. Amazing. I can't wait to make the staff famous, haha. Also, I grant you freedom to add onto my mindscape for whatever you want. Besides from this little clearing and now this planning room, everything else can be changed to suit you individual needs while not being too extreme. I think you all need some more freedom here while you plan a way to free Yuka-chan and send her back to her family. Also 2-kun, I need you to help teach me politics and law when I sleep so I can do what I need to do, Naruto stated in a mature voice. Sure thing Naruto-kun, and after we get the boring stuff out I can also help you with my Hiraishin. Thanks to Kun. Well, I got to go get acquainted with the new spirits that are with me. Naruto said as he gave Minato and Yuka a hug before walking over to the sleeping Kitsune and sunning Taiga. Hello guys, I am Naruto Namikaze Senju Uzumaki and the wielder of the staff Karisudara Kitsune. So what are your guys' names? Naruto introduced himself and asked the two new spirits. Roaring Yanai, Naruto-kun, am the eldest Taiga, or tiger, to have ever existed. My name is Taiyo, meaning solar. I am one of the last taigas that are of this coloration. My descendant have white fur or gold stripes and have access to my clan's super strengthened Kaden, Raiden, and Hikari if they live long enough. Now my species will always live on in this staff, and for that I thank you, young one. Amazing Taiyo Choro Osama, Elder King Solar, maybe you teach me more about history when I sleep and meditate. You can also store all your knowledge on this bookshelf. Naruto said as he made a grand oak bookshelf appear with a symbol of Taiyo on it. Yanai, young whirlpool, am one of the few Kanten Kitsune, or chaotic Kitsune. My name is Mokushi, or Apocalypse, due to my imaginable talent in Daku, Doden, and Raiden. I was a master in them and even was known as the first student of the Kaden Master Taiyo no Dorigen, even though he is all but myth now. My descendant are more mischievous than normal Kitsune and are also bigger. They can have any affinity. I myself had Doden and Raiden. They might also have my Daku, or darkness ability. Even though we are considered chaotic, we are good, just more devious than usual. We aren't as old as Taiyo and his kind, but we are still old, we appear in your legends. In fact, Yuka-chan, aka Kyuubi, is a descendant of mine and among the strongest to have ever existed. In just 2000 more human years I would have been able to start teaching her how to control Daku and not just have it strengthen her other attacks. She is a prodigy though among my descendants. Wow, that's amazing. Mokushi Choro Itazura, Elder Prankster Apocalypse, also could you teach me any moves and history you can later on? Also here is a bookshelf for you as well. Naruto said to the old Kitsune as a grand pine bookshelf appeared with a symbol of Mokushi on it. Certainly little one. Now I want to visit my great-great-granddaughter. I will see you later, little whirlpool. Mokushi said as he shifted into an old but ripped man with long black and red hair with gray streaks on the side and walked over to Yuka with a small smile. And I am going to sleep some and integrate my knowledge into you. You also have two guests waiting for you. I will also teach you how to rule like a true king later on, young one. Taiyo said as he turned into a light-skinned man with golden striped tattoos and gray hair. He also had deep green eyes and a strong, lithe build. Okay, see ya guys later. Naruto said as he slowly faded back to reality. Back in camp, Zabuza and Utakata appeared in the campsite and were greeted by Itachi and Ibiki. Immediately afterward Yamato, Maho Zai, and Shiruto came out to meet them and brought Rukutsu no Shaku, who walked calmly forward. So, you're the Kagaya we are picking up, the infamous Rukutsu no Shaku. Well, you are not what I was expecting. Zabuza said with an air of indifference but slightly gripped his sword. Hi, I am Rukutsu no Shaku, the last Kagaya, aka Zoj Ivory Kagaya. You are the only people to know my true name besides my deceased clan. I hope to be of service and truly help Uzu no Kuni. Naruto-sama's kindness granted me the ability of metal bones and overall made me immensely stronger. My clan will now serve as bodyguards for his clan and his empire until the end of time. Zoj said as he showed his Uzu tattoo but with bones surrounding it meaning Kagaya head. So where is the Gaki? Zabuza asked. I'm right here, Zabuza. I was meditating on some things, like a cure for the Kagaya clan, Hiraishin, and a way to free Yuka-chan. Came the blonde's voice from the edge of the clearing. Really now Gaki? That is an amazing feat. Well, all three are. So do you have the Kagaya cure? Zabuza asked with a smirk. Yes, half is already applied, the metal Koseki Kenko, the other half will be done tonight and you all will leave tomorrow. The final half is a genetic seal which will lock away the disease into the hair, virtually making the people bald or have white hair. The disease needs to be sealed somewhere and the hair is the only plausible, non-life-threatening place. Thank you so very much Naruto-sama. Zoj said as tears leaked from his eyes as he dropped to a knee with his head down. If you can you please apply it now? He asked Naruto. Sure. but you will pass out. 1, 2, 3, Fuin. Naruto yelled as he slammed an intricate seal onto Zoja's head and channeled chakra into it. Zoj then fell down and was caught by Naruto, who carried him off to his tent. Naruto then reappeared and told the group to sit down and relax. So, you are Utakata, container of the six-tailed slug, Rokubi? Naruto asked. Hi, I am also the head of Uzushio's barrier team, and I am currently aided by the slug summons who have accepted me under Tsunade-sama's and Kushina-sama's suggestions. Utakata said in a calm tone with a slight happy undertone. The next day, Zoj, Zabuza, and Utakata wake up and meet the Konoha team for breakfast. They have a rabbit stew with orange juice before Naruto breaks the silence. Zabuza, I want you to train Haku and Jade with Utakata helping. Ask Ka-chan to help also, tell her it is my idea. I want them to enter the Chunin exams under Akumo guise. The Raikage should be fine with it as long as his lone student C becomes a part of the group. C is to be fetched by you and Zoj 2 days after you get back and train to be the best possible. C is being told of his family's distant relation to the Namikaze. He comes from a branch that specialized in lightning style, so he will be amazingly good at it and will only be surpassed by me and Black Lightning users once he reaches his full potential. Naruto said, eyes never leaving his stew. Hi Gaki, Naruto-sama. Came the two replies. Okay. Both groups back up your belongings. My Superato Bunshin will take charge of this nation while under a henge until Ka-chan comes to claim it. The next half an hour was filled with moving around and sealing goods getting ready to leave. Okay Utakata, I also want you to train some of those Mizu rebels who joined Uzu and have them ready to enter. You will be their sensei and Zabuza will be the sensei of Haku, Jade, and C. I suggest the top 3 of their kids while supplying them with these. Naruto said and threw the Rokubi container a scroll of all basic elemental jutsus and non-elemental jutsus along with instructions for training. Naruto then disappeared with his group in a shunshin and headed back to Konoha. -1.5 weeks later. Naruto, Mahozai, Itachi, Ibiki, Shirudo, and Yamato arrived back at the village gates where they meet Katetsu and Azumo, who were playing cards. Hey Katetsu, Azumo, we are back, so sign us back in. Naruto yelled after sneaking up on them, causing cards to be flung everywhere. What the hell Naruto? We were almost done with the game and would have signed you in afterwards. Katetsu all but yelled in agony as his chance of winning was gone. Whatever Katetsu, just be ready to be the same rank as me in 3 months. Naruto said with a smirk. Katetsu just signed the papers and told them to enter. The group then walked to the Hokage's tower with the stares of many on them as they still had their full body gear on. Naruto only had a mask covering the bottom of his face as he didn't want to be glared at right now. 20 minutes later, our 6 ninja are standing in front of Hiruzen Sarutobi with Itachi finishing the mission debriefing. And that, Hokage-sama, is how the mission ended. Naruto-kun is a true leader and is definitely more than worthy of being Chunin. Hokage Gigi, I want to take the exams with Ino-chan and Hinata Imoto as my team. I also have Wind and Lightning unlocked and I think Earth might unlock in a bit. Once that happens I can start trying for Crystal or another basic element. Wow Naru-kun, you sure are doing great. You would make Minato proud. I know, he has told me himself. Guess I forgot to tell everyone he actually sealed his spirit into me and I know a way to bring him back, but he won't be able to be a ninja, just a teacher and seal master. Naruto went on. Really? How? Asked Hiruzen. Like this, poof, out came a crystal with the initials MN. With this crystal and some of Two's chakra I can make a spiritual body which allows him to do everything he used to be able to do physically and mentally. Naruto said and then channeled Minato's chakra like he was taught during his mindscape trip. Man, this is weird being back here on Earth. And with my body no less. Man, you did great Naruto-kun. Now let me see the seal. I am going to give Yuka a bit more freedom. Minato said as he then proceeded to loosen Naruto's seal to the bare minimum which allowed Yuka to pop out, but she couldn't leave her kitsune form or get farther than a mile away from Naruto. Finally free from that damn seal. Thanks Minato and Naruto, but I can't wait until I am fully free. Yuka said. Why do I smell a big beetle coming close to the village? Yuka thought out loud. Well, we do have the container for the 7 tails, the Shichibi, coming as she was just exiled from Takigakure, her home village. Go meet her Naruto, and Yuka, please return to the seal, I only want you out in private. Hiruzen said nonchalantly. Sweet. Naruto yelled before jumping out the window and waiting at the gates. About 20 minutes later Naruto sees Kakashi and Kurenai with Team 7 and 8 walking back to the village with a mint green-haired, caramel-eyed, tanned skin and around his height and age. Naruto ni. Kiba yelled as he then raced forward to Naruto who gave the boy a brotherly hug. Hey Kiba Ototo, so you had a C-ranked escort mission with Team 7? Yup. And Kurenai-sensei never stopped talking about how Hana was lucky to have you. Then she remembered the CRA and got excited thinking she can be with you. Hana even offered when we saw her on a B-rank tracking mission and she crossed our path. Kiba said and then whispered the last few parts. Really? Wow. Well I am here for Miss 7 and take her to the Hokage with Kakashi and Kurenai. You other genin can go, Shino and Kiba go rest in the hot spring on me. Naruto said and threw a few ryo to Shino and Kiba. Yeah I am Miss 7. Are you Mr. 9? Asked the newcomer. Yes I am, Naruto said before locking arms with her and Kurenai and taking them with him to the tower with a shunshin. Damn it Naruto. Now I have to use my chakra to get there. Kakashi deadpanned in laziness. Kakashi then pulled out his book and hopped along the rooftops to the Hokage tower. How does a lame doby from some 2-bit clan have that move down already? Sasuke seethed while Suiran agreed and the two then walked back to the Uchiha compound to train and practice their Kaden jutsus with each other. Hokage Tower. Okay Gigi I brought Kur-chan and Miss 7. Naruto said getting a nod from Hiruzen. Oh by the way, what is your name? I can't go around calling you Miss 7 cause the village might figure it out. I am Naruto Namikaze Senju Uzumaki, Jinchuriki of Yuka the Kyuubi. Hi Naruto-kun, I'm Fu, Jinchuriki of Shumei the Shichibi. And I see we are both on great terms with our Biju. And you are from 3 clans? Fu said and then asked. Yup, my grandparents are the last full-blood Namikaze and the last full-blood Senju, besides me of course, and my mother is the last full-blood Uzumaki. That's so cool, Fu exclaimed. So Hokage Gigi-sama where am I gonna stay and what rank will I be? Fu asked the Hokage, trying her best to stay calm. You will be staying in the same building as Naruto-kun here as he owns the whole building. And for rank, I will have to decide that later, for now you are just a citizen and not a ninja. No one will know of your Jinchuriki status and the council will have no leverage on you here. I made sure of that a few years ago for Naruto-kun. Okay, thanks Hokage Gigi. Hokage-sama, may I ask a question? Kurenai asked, receiving a nod from Hiruzen. Okay, well Fu-san, your Biju is a beetle so does he give you any special powers? Kurenai asked. Actually, yes he does. I have an ability to communicate and utilize insects, like the Aburame clan. Fu said as she explained her power. That's amazing Fu-chan. Yuka gives me more in-depth knowledge in seals, chakra manipulation, and speeds up my already fast regeneration ability. Naruto said. Now let's get you settled in a room before I take Kur-chan out to eat. Naruto then grabbed both girls again and quickly used a shunshin to appear back at his apartment. But right after they left Hiruzen remembered he didn't get a mission debrief and was about to have Yugao go bring Kurenai back but Kakashi appeared at the window just then. Did they get here and leave already? Yes Kakashi-kun they did. Did they give a mission debrief? Nope. There go my plans for the next half an hour. With Naruto. Well Fu-chan, this is the apartment building I own. I am currently repairing it with some cage bunshin and it should be done in a couple more days. The top 2 floors are mine and the below basement levels are off limits. Choose whatever room you want. Take half a floor if you want, just ask my clones to remove the walls and make it a single room. Naruto said with a smile. Thanks Naruto-kun. Fu excitedly chirped. Anytime. Naruto called as he walked with Kurenai towards the dango shop. Ready for lunch on me Kur-chan. Sure thing Naru-kun and I am so glad that Hana is okay with you having multiple wives and agreed that I am worthy. Kurenai said softly, holding onto Naruto's arm he is taller and she is slightly shorter. Yeah, but the thing is that the village has the CRA set up for anyone who is the last of the clan. Thankfully I can't be forced to take anyone I don't love. Yeah, Kurenai said slightly dreamily. -4 hours later after date end and they kissed goodbye. Naruto is in the bottom-most floor of his building working at a forge and was slowly molding a dagger made from steel with garnet gems already embedded into the hilt with a sapphire uzu swirl on the bottom. Almost done with this sweet dagger and I will have a nearly unbreakable weapon that also channels my chakra and stores my chakra. I have to thank Tenten-chan later for the scroll on forging weapons. Naruto thought. Naruto then plunged the dagger into the water to cool it off and inspect it for any damages or mistakes. There were none, so Naruto made a clone to sharpen the blade and then place a repairing seal on it to keep the blade sharp. Naruto himself placed a partial anti-gravity seal to make the dagger weightless so it could literally fly forever and constantly gain speed. -1 month later. Naruto is in the hot springs by himself until he is joined by Hana and Anko, who have no problem with him seeing them undressed. Naruto, however, was blushing up a storm and started getting a nosebleed. Hana and Anko just sat on both sides of the young Uzumaki. Naruto, Hana, and Anko just sat there relaxing, and Naruto blushing due to Anko holding his arm between her assets. Naruto and the girls then leave to get some lunch at Ichiraku Ramen until Naruto is called to the Hokage's office. Yes, Hiruzen Gigi? Naruto asked, slightly annoyed that he had to leave his girlfriend and possible future girlfriend. I need you to join me in the council room for 3 things. Hiruzen said calmly. Okay, fine, Gigi. Naruto said and walked with the elder Sarutobi to the council chambers. In the council chambers, council settled down, it is time for the meeting. Hiruzen announced. Sure thing, Hokage-sama, the council members said in unison. Just one thing, Hiruzen-sama, why is Naruto-kun here? Asked Sume. Young Naruto-kun is here because. Gaki. Get your back here. Came the yells from a pissed-off Jiraiya as his back was coated in super glue with signs saying, super pervert. Not in your life, Gigi. Naruto called back as he released his weight seals and took off in a flash of pure speed. Jiraiya released his seals and slowly gained on Naruto and used a minor type of Doden manipulation to cause the soil under Naruto's feet to stop him from moving. Damn it! Naruto whined as Jiraiya caught up and punched him in his gut for the prank. Naruto proceeded to pass out from having the wind knocked out of him, and instead of flying with the punch he had to take it full force. Great, now I got to carry my little airheaded grandson to the training field to meet his Chunin exam team. Jiraiya sighed as he threw Naruto over his shoulder and took off. -5 minutes later, Jiraiya appeared at the training ground with Naruto starting to wake back up. Naru-kun, what did you do to Jiraiya Gigi-sama now? Ino asked, which was accompanied by a few giggles from the others who were there, aka Hinata, Shizune, and Tsunade. What the he, CK hit me? Naruto asked, changing his choice of words as he saw the ladies there. Jiraiya-kun did, Naruto-kun. Tsunade said, slightly annoyed by their antics. Oh, well, that's fine, guess I slightly earned that with my awesome prank. Naruto said, causing the ladies to giggle and Jiraiya to chuckle at his simplicity. Okay, now on to business. Tsunade ordered, getting all of the genins' attention. So, what are we here for, Tsunade-ba-sensei? Ino asked, showing how comfortable she is with Naruto's family. Well, Ino-chan, we are here to give you 3 the forms for the Chunin exams, as you 3 will be a 3-man squad and we expect you 3 to win the whole damn thing. Tsunade said with excitement. Yeah, whatever, nothing bad will happen. Was all Naruto said. Hi, came the kunoichi response. All 3 of them then signed the forms and gave them to Jiraiya, who disappeared to give them to the Hokage. Naruto then used the Shunshin to get back to his apartment as he is still slightly shocked by what Hiruzen told the council 2 weeks ago. Flashback. Naruto-kun is here because there are 3 things that need to come to light about him and he only knows 2. These are being projected across the village at the moment, is that fine with all of you? Hi, Hokage-sama. Hi, Hiruzen Gigi. Okay, now no interruptions at all. First off, Naruto's mother was Kushina, the red maelstrom of mayhem, Uzumaki, princess of Uzu, and his father was Minato, the yellow flash, Namikaze, Yondaime Hokage. Making Naruto the heir of the Uzumaki, Namikaze, and Uzu no Kuni. Secondly, Naruto Uzumaki is the grandchild to the two Sannin, Jiraiya Namikaze and Tsunade Senju. Thirdly, Naruto has access to his father's clan's advanced jutsus, his mother's clan Fuinjutsu, and what he doesn't know is that with Kyuubi and the special Uzumaki chakra, any possible bloodlines are able to be activated if the circumstances are met. Now that is said, no one from the village is going to be allowed to try to marry him unless he so chooses. He will also have a seat on the council when the civilian council returns in 3 months, or 2 months after the exam finals. They have to return due to the daimyo demanding that there be one with most of the power they had before, but there will be elections held by all non-shinobi citizens of the village the month before they return, so they have ample time to get ready. Oh yeah, there are seals on every building that stop people from talking about Naruto's heritage, and seals from the Uzumaki and Yamanaka scrolls that lock that information away permanently when you leave the village, or try talking about it 3 times so no one will find out unless I want them to. Hiruzen said in a slow regal tone with a furious undertone at the end. The news shocked the whole village, and of course the blind fools who hate Naruto now have another excuse, saying that the demon is mocking their great Yondaime. Naruto and his friends of course already knew his heritage but were flabbergasted by the part of the bloodlines. Naruto then went to the Namikaze Uzumaki compound and found the crystal sentient Minato creating seals to sell for profit. Hey two, can you help me with Shoten? I can't seem to get it down even with having accessed my futon, Raiden, and Doden. I can get small yellow crystals to form, but it takes me and 39 clones to get it started. Sure, all you need to know is flashback end. Let's see, what did 2 say again? Oh yeah, focus on the wind making veins and materializing in them with lightning coursing through it, heating the earth into crystal. He said to start with a rock though, as they already have crystals, so, Cage Bunshin. Naruto made 200 clones to do some training which they already know. 100 would practice Shoten, 50 would practice chakra control, 10 would work on seals, 20 would read as many books from the compound's library as they could, 5 would work on mastering the Rasengan so he won't need to have a clone help or focus on it for so long, 3 would work on politics with Hiruzen, and the last 2 would work on making the Uzumaki chakra chains. Ah, now time to go to the clearing for a swim. Naruto cheered until Hana Shunshin into the room and took him back to the Inuzuka compound for a dip in their hot spring. Meanwhile, somewhere else, a man with dark black hair covering both his eyes and ending just before his mouth, white and black nails on his hands and feet, and an overly large robe covering his body appeared in the middle of the black empty space, well besides the dim lantern in the center. Ah, now it's time to start the fun. I am finally free from that damn jail and my powers are still as strong as ever. Let's see how much power I can access right now, but first Kuchio's no jutsu, Kai Abasu no Ma Koban. Then, in front of the man, 50 different creatures appeared. They were divided into 5 groups of 10 similar creatures and had an aura of murder, destruction, and sin around them. My liege, you are free. Finally we may destroy those infernal pieces of shit, yelled the apparent leader of Group 1, the creatures of which resembled minotaurs with long serpent tails with sword blades on the end and carried large axes that were as tall as a 10-year-old oak tree and as wide as a light pole. The leader had 4 extremely large horns that curled up and looked to be made of metal, and a dagger made from a dragon's tooth and filled with a Komodo dragon's saliva. Yeah, now my men can feast on their tasty flesh and my people can once again live in our territory, yelled the leader of Group 2, the apparent powerhouses in the little army. The beasts had the body and legs of a bear, the arms of a gorilla, the head of a wolf, and the talons of a falcon. All carried short swords and had numerous scars from past battles. The leader also had a spear as big as the axes of Group 1 but made from pure obsidian and diamond. Let my brothers and sisters take back our sky and tree tops, yelled the leader of Group 3 in a raspy voice. The beings had the aerodynamic bodies and wings of a hawk, the legs of a wolf, all 4 arms of a spider monkey, the head of a bat, and the fangs of a rattlesnake. They all utilized gauntlets on their feet and spiked clubs with their arms, while sharp metal braces were on their wings. The leader carried a bow made from an ancient oak with the string from a centaur's tail, and all the arrowheads were made from an obsidian and sapphire combination. Let's burn their cities to ash and melt their weapons down into a tub to hold lava for me and my kin, yelled the leader of Group 4 in a deep, guttural, and vile voice. These monstrosities had the body and tail of a boa constrictor, the legs of an alligator, 4 legs, arms of a human, but with scales, the head of a wolverine, and the claws of a tiger. All utilized war hammers the size of a Great Dane, the shaft of the hammer, and a large snapper turtle, 3 feet wide and 4 feet 6 inches long as the head of the hammer. The leader carried a trident made of diamond and ruby mixed together and 7 feet long, 2 feet shorter than itself. All leaders are around 9 feet tall, long to make this simpler, and the cronies are anywhere from 1 to 4 ft shorter. Rag, let's go and kill them off and let them repopulate and do it again so we can kill and slaughter. Let my kind gather slaves for our homes and whatever we want. Bellowed the largest the leaders, being 10 feet tall, and the leader of Group 5. These monsters had the body of dragons, wings of dragons and hawks, 2 pairs of wings, the arms of a gorilla on steroids, the 4 legs of a tiger on steroids, the neck of a serpent, the head of a shark, bear, wolf, dragon mix, poison so deadly it kills almost instantly, takes 0.0009 seconds, claws bigger and longer than a bear's, teeth as sharp and plentiful as a shark, crocodile mix, fire breathing of a dragon, spines of a stegosaurus perch mix, and the tusks of an elephant. They carried diamond, obsidian, sapphire, ruby, emerald scythes that were as long as the wielder and could cut with only one little touch. The leader carried a long curved katana that was made from pure diamond and had a platinum sheath and grip with silver designs. Relax, my children. We will take what is ours in due time. First we need to find a place to make our base. We shall take over the country above us and decide later. Now, how much power can I access? The man stated. Rag, I feel my power. I can access it all. MWAHAHAHAHAHAHAHAHA, none shall live or surpass me again. Roared the monstrous man, wings sprouting from his back along with him making spikes shoot out and return to his body. So much better. The demonic man sighed. Sorota, Group 5, Haretsu, Group 4, Hokai, Group 3, Kyoki, Group 2, and Shutai, Group 1, go now and kill anyone who is in charge of the country above us and enslave the people. Now. Yes, sir. The beasts then emerged from the ground, and rose in the center of a megacar and sent scouts to find the ones in charge and kill them. Back with Naruto. Naruto and Hana were just getting out of the Inazuka hot springs, each sporting a hickey from their makeout session, and were drying off to meet Anko, Kurenai, and Ino at a barbecue restaurant. Naru-kun, come on, we gotta go. Hana yelled as she was slipping on her sandals with beige shorts and blue top, in other words her civilian clothes. Coming, Hana-chan. Naruto called as he jumped down the steps pulling on his black sleeveless jacket over his crimson shirt with brown camouflage shorts and sandals. -1 week later. Naruto was officially going out with the 4 girls and was getting along well with Fu. Naruto was currently sprinting on rooftops to get to the clearing as he and all of his friends have the day off with the Chunin exams starting the next day. As Naruto was speeding along, he saw 6 familiar people in the street and he didn't like what was about to happen. I'm SS sorry Suna-san. Let me go, PP please. Pleaded a scared little kid with brown hair and a crimson scarf as his 2 friends are staring and begging for the guy to let their friend go. I should teach you where to look, you little brat. Growled out the sand ninja as he raised a fist to punch the little boy. Kankuro, put the boy down right now, damn it. Demanded a blonde kunoichi. In a second, Tamari. I just need to educate this brat. The now pointed out Kankuro said to Tamari. Damn it, Kankuro. Put down my Ododo right now. Konohamaru is the legit grandson of the Sandyame and you don't want your pops to be more pissed at you. I mean, you already stole Tem-chan's makeup for your so-called war paint. Naruto said as he walked up. Naruto ni, boss. Came the calls of surprise from Konohamaru, Moegi, and Udon. Naru-kun. Tamari called as she ran up and pecked him on the cheek. Oh, hey Naruto, and what the do you mean makeup? Kankuro said in a slightly furious tone. Don't worry about it anymore or else your puppet panties will get all bunched up, Kon-chan. Naruto said as everyone started laughing. Gaara, you can show yourself now, you can't sneak around me, Odoto. Naruto called as Gaara used a sand shunshin to appear by him with a smile. Well guys, I was going to a clearing that belongs to me to hang out with some of my friends, want to join? Konohamaru, Moegi, Udon, go there and tell Ino-chan and Hana-chan that there will be 3 surprise guests. The Konohamaru Corps sprints ahead to the clearing to tell Ino and Hana while Naruto and the Sand siblings leisurely walked there while catching up on what has been going on. That night, Naruto yelled as he released 14 beds, which were extremely comfy and molded to the sleeper, for all the genin there as they laid down and looked up at the night sky. Ino, Hana, and Tamari connected their beds so they could gossip as they relaxed, and Hinata soon joined them while the guys formed a circle to tell ghost stories and just occasionally chat. They all ate Naruto's cooking and partied up until the moon and stars were out. They soon fell asleep, but all were excited for the Chunin exams the next day. Damn it, who set a timer? Growled out Naruto. Troublesome, I was sleeping peacefully. Sighed Shikamaru. *RHAGH, damn, that was a good dream too. Yawned Kankuro while the other males all just sighed or fell onto the ground when they all got woken up. Shut up, you lazy, shouted all the girls except Hana, who just sighed and got the little fire pit ready for cooking breakfast. Well, since I am up and we still have 3 hours until the first exams, I am going to go swimming. Naruto declared as he ran to the water with Sabita and Tamai, Hikori and Nezu, Safaya and Saripi, Kayuriki and Tsutomu, Tayoko and Reiza, and Daya and Kometo, mother and father Kitsune, their son and daughter with their mates, the Heimaru triplets mentioned second with their mates. Kiba and Akamaru were quick to follow their older brother with Neji right behind them. Soon enough everyone, Sand siblings and the Rookie 11, Team 7 and Suiran not apart, with them it is Rookie 15 plus Hana, was swimming and enjoying for an hour and a half. Naruto was the first to leave and dry off to prepare their breakfast of eggs, bacon, sausage, noodles, and pastries. Choji, come here and help me with this please. Naruto called to his friend as he prepared everything for cooking. Sure thing, Naruto. Choji yelled as he ran up to help out the knucklehead. -30 minutes later. Everyone come and get it. Naruto and Choji called out as they had the table set for all 15 people and dishes set for all 12 animals. Well, how is it? Choji asked as this was the first meal he played a large part on, with Naruto only doing a few small things here and there. It's delicious, Choji. Lee yelled out as everyone nodded in agreement and all the animals gave barks and yips of approval. Everyone was hungry, so they spent their time eating in relative silence for 15 minutes. Ah, that hit the spot. Sighed Gaara in his slightly monotone voice, with everyone saying the same or just nodding. Well, we have to get ready and be at the academy in 45 minutes. Good thing my clones know how to clean clothes, cause they washed everyone's stuff, but not the undergarments, cause that is your responsibility. Naruto said as Every told him, thank you. Everyone do what you gotta do and meet your teams at the academy in 30 minutes or less. Hana said as she was the oldest and already a chunin, so she could just lounge around with her dogs in Naruto's kitsune. Sabita-kun, would you like to work with me during the exams? Naruto asked the eldest male kitsune. Yip yip, Sabita answered while nodding and slightly wagging his tail. I should try to make it so Naruto-kun can understand them. Maybe it will be an ability to understand animals when one wields Kurisudarukitsune with help from Taiyo and Mokushi Jiji. -30 minutes later, Ino and Hinata were waiting with everyone else for Naruto, Kiba, and Neji. Ino and Hinata were wearing purple and blue trench coats with black body suit that had mesh sewn into it, along with dark green skirts and black fingerless gloves, outfits courtesy of Tsunade and Shizune, while the others there wore canon clothing except Tamari, who had a deep dark orange scarf with a blue Uzumaki swirl and Senju trident and a white Namikaze wave she received from Naruto on his training trip. Where are those 3? They better not do anything stupid, we only have 15 minutes. Stated and annoyed Ino, with everyone agreeing as they all decided to enter together under an illusion from Yakumo so no one would notice. The only bad part was that Team 7 had to join or Suiran threatened to reveal everyone. Hey, sorry I am late, I was getting a special weapon from my Ka-san that she said belonged to my great-great-grandfather who brought the Inuzuka clan to Konoha before he died. She also said he was the one who started the Nin-kin idea and was one of the most deadly warriors ever. Kiba said with a hint of pride. Kiba was wearing a camouflage armored full-body suit with a pair of baggy pants and an armor hoodie-like top. He also had brass knuckle gloves and spiked boots. Ha! Like the Inuzuka were ever good, They are only good for meat shields and tracking a slow-moving and bleeding target. Sasuke sneered. I would watch your tongue, Sasuke-san, or Naruto might just remove your tongue and precious eyes. Shino said as a few Kikaichu stuck onto everyone in the group, mainly to help, but to hurt the Uchiha if needed. Hey, there's Naruto ni and Neji ni. Hinata called. Neji was wearing a white hooded trench coat with black boots and black pants and shirt with mesh armor over the clothes. Neji also had silver gloves with small little spike on key locations and retractable chakra conducting spikes on the fingers. Then there was also a belt under the coat that held his weapon pouches, dagger, and food and medical pouches. Everyone was amazed to see the Hyuga prodigy dressed in non-Hyuga clothes. Hey everyone, what do you guys think of the original Hyuga assassin outfit? They belong to mine and Hina-chan's great-great-grandfather and were kept safe in a special seal. Neji said, getting nods of approval from the stunned group. Naruto also shocked everyone around as they were used to him having everything in a scroll and not being too dressed up. Naruto was wearing black baggy pants that were tapped at the end and tucked into his steel-toed black with red stripes shinobi boots. He also had a sleeveless dark forest green shirt with his family's crests on the front, dark crimson, Uzumaki, the sides dark blue, Senju, and the back, dark purple, Namikaze. Naruto's clothes all had mesh sewn into them along with having seals that keep the clothes repaired and adjusted to his needs along with keeping away the heat and cold. Then there was his hooded trench coat, long sleeves, pitch black main color, deep dark green and blue stripes down the middle, deep dark crimson flames around the hood's edges, armor built into model Hashirama Senju's, repair and resize seals, and a seal to keep the wearer comfortable in any weather. Naruto was also wearing his crimson-red fingerless combat gloves with spiked knuckles and a hidden blade in each. Both spikes and blades are chakra-conducting and repair themselves due to the seals on all his clothes. Then there was his belt that held 2 of his food scrolls, 2 of his medic scrolls, 2 weapons pouches, and 3 trap accessory pouches with the rest in his seal pockets. Naruto had his 2 swords Moru no Garifin, Blazing Griffin, and Rito Ribiatan, Freezing Leviathan, sealed in the special storage seals on the hips of his pants, MG on the left always and RR on his right always, and Karisudarukatsun in a sheath hidden in his sleeve. Hey guys, sorry I took so long, I just needed to get my actual shinobi uniform on. It is modeled after my heritage from the 3 of the greatest clans ever. Also, how does Sabita look? He is going to be my familiar for the exams. Naruto stated calmly. Sabita was wearing special mesh armor made by Hana for the medium-sized nin-kin, half of Kuromaru's height. He also had special braces on his limbs to help improve strength and speed, but they were hardly noticeable. Sabita also had a seal pocket that contains a month's worth of food and medicine and can access it himself. You look amazing, Naruto. And so does Sabita-kun. Was the reply from Naruto's friends while the Uchiha duo and Team 7 ignored him, unable to find a way to upset him. Whatever Dobi, like you could match the Uchiha. We are the greatest clan and the elites of the world. Sasuke sneered while Suiran glared. Yeah, Naruto baka, stop trying to act cool. Cried the pink banshee. Well, nice to meet you, Naruto-sama. Sai said in a monotone voice. Sasuke Sakura, both of you shut up. Suiran, stop glaring, I did nothing to you. And, Sai, right. Don't call me Sama, but nice to meet you too, I guess. Naruto said as he walked towards the door with Yakumo quickly casting her superb. Thanks for listening. In the next part. In the meantime, please leave a review, I would love to hear your feedback. Especially if it helps me improve the overall story.